Hey guys, it's video time. Prof Sales here, and today's video is going to be about items that I've sold on Amazon over the past couple weeks. I have been, as you know, sending in a lot of books. I've also been sending a lot of retail, arbitrage, and thrifting finds. So I thought it would be interesting to talk about what has sold, what it is sold for, what I've made on it. Not to brag or not to make really a haul video or anything like that, but just to let you know that there are all kinds of items out there. You've always got to be open to looking at different types of items to sell, as well as not prejudging an item just because you look at it or read about it and think, oh, there's no way that could be worth anything. There's things that are worth money to all kinds of people out there, and just because you don't think it's worth something doesn't mean someone else won't. So let's get right into what I sold last month, and I'm going to turn the video around. Okay, everyone, so here are the items I've sold over the past week on Amazon. I'm going to start off with one that I actually sold right at the end of last month. You can see the order date was May 31st. This is the Weary Throats and New Songs paperback book. This book was one of the books that I had in my 2000 book sale that I purchased a few weeks ago and made a few videos about. So my cost on this book was probably somewhere around 19 cents. As you can see, it sold for $35. I was kind of surprised, but it's a great book. It's a little bit rarer than some books would be. And obviously, with a 19-cent cost and $35 sale, it was a really good flip. Next up, Monopoly Here and Now edition. This goes back to what I always say about board games and games in general. When they are in the shrink wrap, I probably buy them 95% of the time. It's rare I'm not going to pick that up because you're not going to get a return. You're not going to have any sort of issues. This one was new in the shrink wrap. I think I paid $3 for it at a yard sale. It might have been $5, still at $31. A really good flip. I hesitated to send this one in because I thought, well, maybe it'll sell for more at Christmas time, but I went ahead, put it in, and it sold within a couple days. Next up, we see the full spectrum bulb. These were actually found by my girlfriend at Office Depot, if I remember correctly. She found these on sale for $2 each. She found 5 of them. I think so far I've sold 3 of them, so it sold for $10.37. Not a huge profit there, but still probably, even after fees and cost of goods, you're looking at nearly a $5 profit. Anytime you can buy items in bulk like this, you obviously are listing on the same ASIN. So you can just go ahead, put in a quantity of 5 or how many ever you find, and they're easy to sell. These are actually a nice plastic package, so I didn't really feel like I need to put them in anything extra. So I went ahead and sent them in as is. Next up, another book and audio CD. This particular one is called Good Night, My Angel. And this one was another one of the ones I found in the huge 2000 book lot. So my cost 19 cents, $14 sale. This one, if I remember correctly, it has a CD with it. So anytime a book has a CD with it, you've got potential to make a little extra profit there. People like the little extras like that. It adds to the experience of the book. So I went ahead and sent this in. And again, with a lot of books, you're just going to be able to send them in right as is. You're not going to have to do much to them. You can accurately describe the condition. You can put your FN SKU label over the barcode on the back, and you can stack, 20, 30 books, even in a small heavy duty box or even just regular duty box from, Lowe's or Home Depot. They're so easy to ship. That's why I like books. Lego Architecture Big Ben. This particular one was one we had laying around, believe it or not. Oddly enough, I think we may have paid $25 for this back several years back, but it was just laying there, and it's appreciated a little bit since then, which is great. There was no reason to just leave that money laying around. There was nothing wrong with it. It was brand new, and it sold pretty quickly. A Practical Guide to Compressor Technology. I have no idea what compressor technology is. This was one of the books I bought probably 2 months ago now, and I picked up about 50 engineering books for $340, if I remember correctly. Oh no, it wasn't that much. It was 240. So there's a little under $5 a book. This one stayed in, so this one took about a month and a half to sell, but look at the price, $149.93. That's actually a good deal. This book probably goes for $100 more than that new. So again, the customer got a good deal on this book. I obviously got a ridiculous amount of profit on a basically $5 book and selling it for $150. And it's a book, so like I said, the FNSKU label, send it in. Had to wait a couple months, but obviously well worth it. Along those lines, this was another one from that shipment, Maximizing Machinery Uptime Volume 5. This one sold for $38, still a great flip for $5, and no real issues with any kind of books like these. There's such a niche market for this particular type of book, but people pay up for it because it's just what these books cost. Screen Doors and Sweet Tea. This was from my 19-cent collection. Again, $10.69 sale. Nothing spectacular, but man, just when you're selling 20-cent books for $10.70, you benefit from volume. You can send so many of these in at once, and they just sit there and sell, and you just collect $5, $6, $7, $8 profit here or there, and it just adds up. Dymo LetraTag label maker. This was new in the package. This was a $2 yard sale find. $24.94. Obviously a great return on investment. These label makers and so on, there's still need for them. There's still people who really like them. Dymo is a great name. I use a Dymo label writer for my FNSKU labels, and some people just like to keep the old technology. You think, or just a different way of doing it even. They don't want to change, and this was brand new, so if there's craps out, they can buy it from you and get a good deal, because a lot of times these label makers over the years, they quit making them, or they're just harder to find. So a good flip. There's another book from the engineering books. I guess that's 3 of them that have sold in the last week, which is really good. This one only sold for $18.65, but again, at a $5 pickup, still a nice turn and still a nice return on my investment. Look at the year, 1979. It's an older book, but it doesn't matter. Information is information, and when people need it, they need it, and they'll pay for it. This one, The Authority of the Believer. This was a 19-cent book in my 2000 book list. $24. These sorts of nice little home runs like this, when you find them in a big bulk of items like all the books that I bought, they really keep you going. They keep you motivated. I probably made, I don't know, $17, $18 profit on this book. That's well worth the probably 1 minute that it took me to process this book in total. So you're looking to get volume with these types of items. You're not going to make so much money on any one item, but because you can acquire so many of them cheaply like I did, and process so many of them quickly like I was able to do, you don't have to make that much in any one book, because you're going to benefit from the volume you're going to get out of a big collection of books like this. Mad Cave Birds game. This was a thrift store find. I believe I paid $4 for it. New in the package. Again, thrift stores get a lot of new in the package games, and they don't really take the time to research them and see what they're worth. Interesting story about that. Yesterday, I was in a local Goodwill, and I was there actually dropping off some items, but I said, well, I'll just go in and see what they've got. And I found a game. It was a murder mystery game, new in the shrink wrap, and it was listed for $49.99. And it was just sitting on the regular shelf where they keep all the rest of their games. And I thought to myself, that doesn't really make sense that they would charge that for this. It wasn't even selling new for anywhere near that. I was selling for about half that. So I took it up to the counter and I asked the lady, I said, this is supposed to be $4.99, right? Not $49.99. She said, yes. So it was a $5 game, which I sent into Amazon. It sells for about $24. So a nice little profit on that. I bet you other people and other resellers even, because I know there's some that frequent that particular Goodwill, had probably picked up that game and said, man, I'm not paying $50 for it. if something seems out of place like that in a store, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to go up and say, hey, is this price correct? Just because it's priced that, people do make mistakes. And obviously that was a mistake and a nice little pickup. I mean, that put, I don't know, I'll probably make, $15 net profit off of that, close to it. All because I was willing to ask a question. If she said, no, that is the price, then I would have just passed on it and, not bought it. Okay, everyone, so that's the video for this week. I hope I gave you some good ideas about not only items to find, because I always find like that sort of advice is not really that useful. You're not going to find the same items that I do, but more so the mindset, whether it be asking about a price at Goodwill, whether it be about looking for new in the package games, or whether it be about buying a bulk number of items like I did with the books that I bought recently. I mean, these sorts of mindsets as a reseller are what are going to help you grow and evolve as a reseller, much as I feel like I'm doing as well. They're going to push you out of your comfort zone and get you in a place where you can maximize your time in terms of the amount of dollars you're going to make for the amount of time that you spend, and basically just make you a better all-around reseller. I mean, that's what I do this channel for. I try to help you guys, and in doing so I help myself, strangely enough. It's sort of a symbiotic relationship. I feel like when you teach somebody something, you learn as well, and I'm a big believer in that. So I learn from these videos just like you learn from them, hopefully, and from what you guys say back in comments and so on. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. It's down below, the like button. And that is what helps these videos get pushed up in the rankings, and more people will see them, hopefully, and I'll be able to help even more resellers out there. Also, leave me a comment. I like to hear from you guys and definitely try to answer all of them. And if you'd like to see when new videos come out without having to come back to the channel, hit the subscribe button and become a subscriber to Prof Sales. So every time I do one of these videos, you will get a notification, an email saying, hey, Prof Sales has put out a new video. So I hope that helped everyone, and until next time, this is Prof Sales saying good sales to you.